This is definitely one of the highest altitude mailboxes in the world at above 5,000 feet. Why is there a mailbox on top of this goddamn peak about 5,000 feet high in total elevation, you ask? Well, this is for those who need their mail delivery service to be extra expedited, like faster than Amazon's same-day delivery service, or faster than the baby oil shipment to P. Diddy's mansion during his party days, or even faster than just walking over to your neighbor's house to give them that bowl of wedding soup because you made extra and your neighbor is going through a divorce and could use some of that wedding soup to cheer him up with that savory, warm, broth-filled goodness. I feel like that made sense, so I'm gonna roll with it. But of course, the main caveat, as mentioned in my opening sentence, is that this mailbox is on a mountain peak 5,000 feet high in total elevation. So from the trailhead to the peak, it's over 4,000 feet in elevation gain and about 2.5 miles in distance going up one way. So it's about 2,000 feet per mile almost, basically. Assuming that you take the old trail, of course. This is all in the old trail. There is another trail that's about 7 miles one way going up and down. So 14 miles total round trip with that same elevation gain. And that's the new trail, but that trail just has too many switchbacks and it just gets kind of boring after a while. It's just too long with too little scenery. And best of all, the mail delivery service is free, other than having to hike up to 4,000 feet of elevation, of course. An example of a time when I had to use this awesome mail service was when I had to deliver a box of tampons to my gay father, and use this mailbox delivery service to do so. And guess what? My father's periods were supposedly permanently cured on the same day I delivered those box of tampons to that mailbox. Supposedly. Now, the question is, if my father's gay, then am I gay? Is it genetics? Biological? I mean, my mother always said I was gay growing up. I also do those hot Pilates classes a couple times a week, and I find myself to be the only guy in those classes sometimes. Anyway, jokes aside, I'm really not sure why the hell there is a mailbox on top of this peak. There is a joke behind it, I guess, that I found pretty funny, is that every corpse on Mailbox was once an extremely motivated person. Though I haven't seen any corpses, not on this hike nor any hike I've done, but I guess there is someone that at least cleans out the mailbox frequently, because every time I go up there, the inside of the mailbox looks relatively clean and it's never super packed or full, given that it's a very popular touristy hike and people will definitely put stuff inside the mailbox as a joke to the very quirky landmark. And I guess props to the person or people who even carried the mailbox up there anyway in the past. I don't know, maybe sometime in the 1960s or 1800s or 1260. I don't know when the mailbox was installed up there. But that mailbox looks insanely heavy, as you saw maybe in the beginning of the video, and it's quite bulky. It looked like the mailbox belonged to the Incredible Hulk. Well, does the Hulk even receive mail? I wonder. That's a whole nother discussion, I guess. And honestly, the best time to do this hike, in my opinion, and I feel like I'm in the minority when I say this, but I'd say wintertime is the best time to do this hike. Like the time I did in this video, pretty much. This hike was pretty much filmed in the middle of winter, and you can still see the mailbox. It's not buried in the snow too much, and the winter snow just seems to add on to the majestic fascination of the nature that this hike is somewhat engulfed in. I say somewhat engulfed in because, well, it is still pretty close to the city in a way. I mean, it's only like a 30-40 minute drive to Bellevue, or basically East Seattle. You can even see some of the city and the I-90 freeway from the peak. and you can still somewhat hear the noises of the chaotic city life and the cars driving through the freeway and maybe a nuclear missile launching nearby. There's also significantly less people hiking here in the winter, which means more parking nearby and less crowds to go through. Though I've heard reports of meth heads or crackheads breaking into cars in the wintertime with less cars in the parking lot, but with less cars there's much less foot traffic, so they have a less chance of getting caught, I guess. That's Seattle for you, I guess. That's why the Space Needle is such an iconic yet ironic part of the city, since so many people here carry these damn needles up their ass. Anyway, in the summertime or even the middle to late spring and early fall, this hike gets busy as hell, and I try to avoid this hike at all costs, especially in the middle of summer. Unless maybe I'm trying to get a quick hike in close by that's tough as hell and get me sweating and burning up, and I'm under time constraints, but that's only once in a great while. That happens to me. But sure, there are times when I hike here in the winter when the mailbox is completely buried underneath the snow and you can't even see the mailbox, so I can't even deliver any mail, which is, pretty inconvenient, But hey, at least you get to enjoy the snowy views of the famous peak that many others do not experience. And sure, finding a clear view on top of the peak in the wintertime may be less likely, as the days tend to be more cloudy than the summer. Summertime will always have the better views while on top, with the clear blue skies and the sunny days, but whatever dude, you do you. Anyways, in conclusion to this video, if you're in a rush to deliver some mail and need it sent right away and delivered right away, then now you know where to go. That's right, to the nearest post office like FedEx or UPS or something, and get the overnight shipping service if you're willing to pay the extra charge. Anyway, thanks for watching. My father's gay, I'm half gay, I'm the second coming of Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, I just watched too much stand-up comedy, I guess.
Hit like and subscribe. Don't forget.